JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man and woman held in Negril with gun and ganja in separate incidents. The Negril police say they have charged the man and woman following a series of operations in Red Ground, Negril, on Tuesday, March 2, in which an illegal handgun and a quantity of ganja were seized. 38-year-old Richard Mosley, otherwise called Tupac, of Red Ground in Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Meanwhile, 45-year-old Desiree Campbell, also of Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged for possession of ganja and dealing in ganja. Reports from the Negril police are that lawmen conducted an operation at a premises in the area about 3 p.m. The police team reportedly saw a man acting in a manner that arose their suspicion. A motor vehicle that was in the yard was searched, and the firearm, a Taurus handgun with 12 rounds of ammunition, was found in the glove compartment of the vehicle. A secondary operation was carried out at another premises occupied by Campbell, where 4 pounds of ganja was seized. She was arrested and subsequently charged. The court dates of both people are being finalized, the police said. Investigations are ongoing. Men charged for death of 2-year-old granted bail. The two St. Catherine men charged with manslaughter arising from the death of a 2-year-old boy are set to reappear in the St. Catherine Parish Court next month. Dead is Tayshawn McDonald of Marchpen Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Those charged with manslaughter are Javier Reed, otherwise called Quoked, and Tion Lamard, otherwise called Teeny. When they were granted bail in the sum of $450,000 each. They are scheduled to reappear in court on April 23, when the matter will again be. Allegations are that at about 11 a.m. was at his gate when he was hit by a vehicle driven by Lamard under Reed's instructions. They sped away and subsequently hit a female who was walking along the roadway. An angry mob then descended upon the men, who fled, leaving the ill-fated 2009 Suzuki Swift motor car. The car was set ablaze by the irate residents who descended on the scene. Court rejects grandma's last-ditch bid to avoid prison in child custody case. A grandmother facing 9 months in prison, arising from an international child custody battle, has failed in her last-ditch attempt to have the sentence lifted. Daisy Raymond was sentenced in the Supreme Court last December after she failed, over a 2-year period, to comply with 2 court orders to return her then 6-year-old grandson to his father in Jamaica. Raymond had taken the child to her daughter and the boy's biological mother, Lacey Ann Raymond, in the United States in August 2018, under an agreement that should return him to his father the following month, according to court documents. But she returned to the island without the child, triggering a flurry of legal action by the child's father, Desmond Mackenzie, to be reunited with his son. Daisy Raymond's 9-month sentence was suspended for 3 months to allow her more time to try to convince her daughter to return the child. That period expired on Monday. But without complying with the order, the retired teacher, who resides in Portland, retained a new attorney and filed an application in the Supreme Court seeking to have the 9-month sentence discharged. She indicated in an affidavit filed in support of the application that since the first order by Justice Gloria Henry Mackenzie on November 29, 2019, she has made several unsuccessful attempts to contact her daughter. I do not know where the second defendant, Lacey Ann Raymond, and or the minor currently reside, and do not know how to locate them, she said in the affidavit filed last month. Noting that the 3-month grace period was about to expire, the retired teacher pleaded with the judge not to send her to prison. I will suffer severe hardship and prejudice if the order sentencing me to imprisonment is not discharged or set aside, she said, acknowledging that if her application is not heard by March 1, she will be imprisoned. But the Supreme Court, in a decision handed down last Wednesday, said it found no basis to discharge the sentence. Application is denied, Justice Andrea Thomas ruled. Under court rules, Desmond Mackenzie must now apply for an order to enforce the 9-month sentence. His attorney, Lorenzo Eccleston, indicated on Tuesday that enforcement of the sentence would be the next step. Having failed to obey the order of the court, the only way forward now is enforcing of the suspended order, he said. Desmond Mackenzie insisted during an interview last December that causing an elderly woman to languish in prison was not part of the plan when he began his legal fight to be reunited with his son. That was not what I set out for, and that was not the intention to send anybody to prison. My intention was just to get the return of my son, he said. This is just a last resort. Drugs shipment clampdown. 4 port employees are among 5 people charged in connection with a major drug bust at the Kingston Freeport Terminal last month. On February 11, the Jamaica Customs Contraband Enforcement Team and police of the Narcotics Division were conducting operations on the port when they found 14 bags with compressed ganja weighing more than 1,500 pounds hidden in a container. The confiscated ganja has been valued at $6.1 million. The ganja was hidden in a transshipment container which arrived in Jamaica from Mexico, with its destination being Toronto, Canada. Following investigations, the police discovered that the ganja had been taken onto the port by a 38-year-old technician from Seaview Gardens, Kingston 11. According to the police, the technician, whose name has been withheld, was allowed safe passage and escorted by members of the port security guards. A crane operator then removed the Mexican containers from their positions and allowed the courier to hide the bags with the ganja before replacing the containers. This was a well-organized operation that could not have been successful without collusion among port workers. It has been a long-standing trend for drug traffickers to contaminate legitimate cargo, a police source said. He said the narcotics police are determined to work with their local and international partners to put a dent in drug trafficking activities, especially as it relates to Jamaica's ports. The police source pointed out that since the start of this week, 2 major drug busts have been made at the ports. On Monday, 6 containers, which arrived from Guyana en route to Haiti and China, were searched, and 122 packages of a white substance believed to be cocaine were found in 2 of the containers. The packages were seized and the containers detained. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. The source said the cocaine, which weighed 139.4 kilograms, has an estimated street value of $6.5 million. The drug bust continued yesterday when police were alerted that a ship coming from Panama had a container on board which contained narcotics. The ship was searched, and 2 containers were found to contain a substance believed to be cocaine. It is believed that more than 139 kilograms of cocaine, valued at almost $7 million, was in the shipment. No one was arrested. Jamaica has 265 new COVID-19 cases, 3 deaths. Jamaica recorded 265 new cases of COVID-19 and 3 additional deaths yesterday, pushing the total number of cases to 24,103 and the death toll to 435. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, all 3 deaths were recorded in Hanover: an 85-year-old man, a 72-year-old man, and a 74-year-old woman. Of the 265 new cases, there were 127 males and 138 females with ages ranging from 10 months to 86 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 100, St. James 30, Trelawney 24, St. Catherine 21, St. Anne 19, St. Thomas 16, St. Elizabeth and Manchester 15 each, Portland 8, St. Mary 6, Clarendon and Hanover 4 each, and Westmoreland 3. The country also recorded 120 recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 13,745. NHD to invest $57.7 billion in housing solutions. The National Housing Trust, NHD, plans to invest $57.7 billion to facilitate commencement of 8,513 housing solutions and completion of 7,043 units by March 31, 2022. This information is contained in the Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2022. The NHD plans include the commencement of construction on units in Albion, St. Thomas, and Point, Hanover, under the Guaranteed Purchase Program, as well as solutions at Mount Nelson, Manchester, Fontebelle, Westmoreland, and Rasta City, Kingston. Additionally, the solutions scheduled to be completed include Colbeck Castle Phase 1 and 2, St. Catherine, Friendship Phase 1, St. Elizabeth, and Ruthven Road Phase 1, Kingston. The planned level of capital expenditure includes the disbursement of 12,083 mortgage loans under different programs, including build and own land, open market, construction, joint mortgage finance, and house lot loans. Meanwhile, The NHD will continue to provide special subsidies and grants amounting to $1.6 billion. This allocation will include provision for community renewal projects and mortgage subsidy aimed at increasing access to benefits by contributors in the lower income bands. Also included is the refurbishing of 10 police stations at a cost of $485 million. The NHD will also continue to manage the operations of Emancipation Park. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.